Team Envy going with the Maokai pick, matching up with just some standard tanks in the top lane, and there's that Nami pick coming in for GC.
But
there's that hawk shot.
We'll see if Lyra is going to be as afraid as Santorin was about this blue buff debacle. Multiple members of GCU are collapsing, though. Ninja's going to be coming up from there as well. With Solo already moved down here. Santorin dashing into Lyra here. The flash forward from Solo will burn the flash out from Lyra, but Ninja throws out the Orb of Deception. Now Seraph has joined the fray. The smite away from Santorin secures the blue buff, but now they've turned down onto Solo. This is a very low-level fight, so not a lot of abilities off cooldown here. It's getting chaotic on the front and the backside. It looks like it's going in favor of GCU as Solo picks up first blood off that undertow. A double kill picked up for the Nautilus as he just ticks away on the Maokai, and now Ninja has to turn all 9 tails and run.
We talked about how good their synergy was in the previous game. Here, Mad Life could be in a little bit of trouble.
Yep, actually walks for that brush, wants to put a ward down, but finds Lyra instead. Has to exhaust on him. The bubble is not going to wind up landing, and that's going to be a kill picked up for Envy.
Nice jungle mid synergy, or jungle support synergy, excuse me, in there. Oh, I talked about how brutal this might be at level 6. And there you see it, both Solo and Santorin being level 6. Santorin not even needing to use the Graves ultimate.
No, I don't even know Santorin needed to go damage there, but now getting aggressive is Ninja onto Phoenix here. Immediately uses the cleanse command. Shockwave lands on the Lyra, forces the flash out of him as Lyra goes back in though. Phoenix steps forward, gets way too aggressive and pays for it with his life.
This is one of the big problems with Phoenix's mentality that we talk about, is that he's willing to go try and turn these 1v2s after he's already out. Now Mash could be in trouble as well.
No, Gold Coin United, they started off so good, but things are turning bad for them now. Mash in a 1v2 situation barely gets out there. They wind up going through the dive. It's the same sort of mentality that you might run into in solo queue, where you wind up getting kills across the map, and then somebody else on your team is like, well, I'm just not going to get carried by you. I'm going to try to do it myself. Bottom side of the map, the Gold Coin United walk into a very patiently laid trap by Envy as Lyra helps pick up a kill. Going to Hakua. You mentioned hopping over the wall. There is a ward over there, but I don't know if Gold Coin United specifically saw Lyra jump over. It looks like they may have, because they themselves are inching around the corner here, but Mad Life was standing on a ward. At the same time, Mash utilizing the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. The tidal wave lands, followed up by a bubble. The CC chain is huge, but so is Apollo as he gets the wild growth out from Hakuo. Seraph and Solo teleported down into this fight. Nobody's gone down yet. It looks like the Dragon may be contested here for Gold Coin United. Santorin got chunked down kind of low though, so they gotta be careful. And thus has started the Dragon Dance.
The Dragon Dance has begun. Now it is Envy's turn to grab the Dragon's attention. The mating dance continues.
Looks like the Dragon has lost interest in both of these potential partners and instead has decided to fall back asleep in his Dragon Pit.
Looks like the partners might have lost interest as well. Seraph gonna recall out here. It's a little too risky for both these teams to force around this objective.
At this point in time, in game number 2, Envy had accrued a massive advantage. In game number 1, it was relatively close at this point. Gold Coin United wound up taking that game number 1, but things are definitely looking like their tempo is going in Envy's favor. They get a flash kick down on the Mash over here. The tidal wave though is going to disrupt that a bit. Envy has a little bit of a split focus this one. Lyra and Seraph are on the top side of the fight. Hakuo and Apollo are on the bottom side of the fight. Now the mid laners are collapsing from the top side as well, but Lyra caught between a rock and a hard place, bubbled up, stunned up, knocked up, goes down.
Seraph and him split up during the retreat. Seraph walking up the river. Lyra trying to break into his own jungle. That opens him up to get jumped on by GCU.
Phoenix, extremely strong player, extremely big name. Mad Life himself. Looks like now the Gold Coin United is going to get locked up. Mash is already down. Mad Life is already down. Santorin falls as well. Envy just take a fight from seemingly nowhere.
Yeah, Envy had such great vision control around that bot side of the map. It was extremely risky for GCU to actually try and path down there from the mid lane. They thought that they would roam down there as a group and try and secure some vision of their own, but Ninja was already there. Now Ninja gets jumped on a little by Solo. They're trying to stop them from going from the Baron. It's pretty early into the game. They don't have a ton of damage. This might be really hard for Envy to grab, but they turn on the Phoenix.
Yeah, they wind up flashing forward to get the twisted advance, but the cleanse is going to come out, but they just immediately lock down on him and pick up a kill. Now Solo, kind of the only one in this area. They don't have a lot of damage on this, and Baron does hurt quite a bit at this point in time. Solo's pretty tanky though. It does have to flash away, and Envy might not get that Baron, but they do pick up another kill. Instead, Envy's kind of on stalling duty, but they're utilizing a combination of ultimates here from Gold Coin United to start off a fight. They've locked out on the Seraph, but that's still a tanky tree. He's not going to get cut down that easy. They burn a lot, including the wild growth to keep Seraph alive, but Envy back away.
With the RA pick, you're always able to reposition in the team fight, basically. And he does find good angles on enemy carries, so I do like the RA pick a lot, but you gotta find a way to deal with this push.
Yeah, his team's gonna need the RE pick. We split push in the top lane, so GCU decides to go forward towards the mid lane. chunking down on that inhibitor tower as Lyra is the one that's going to be trying to wrap around and meet up with Ninja over there. Gold Coin United, though, going to rinse and repeat, just run away.
Yep, GCU doing a little bit of push and pull. Almost land the arrow on Lyra. Good flash there.
Teleport is not quite available for Seraph. Just a couple seconds left on that one. The Baron, though, is going to get peeled off on here. Solo trying to go on to Ninja, but you mentioned that slippery Ahri pickup. Not going to be easy to lock up. Uses the Spirit Rush, gets herself out of there. Gold Coin United peel off a Baron. Gold Coin United, though, does not have a lot of their damage here as Mash is starting to just chunk away that mid lane. The teleport's being channeled in, though, from Seraph. He's going to want to go in the middle of the team. Ninja gets blocked up by the command shockwave. Phoenix uses that on just one. The tidal wave comes out as Mad Life drops down kind of low. Rips across Envy. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow locks down on the Seraph. The Wild Guard has already been spent, and Mash picks up a kill onto Maokai. Envy wind up trading one.
Envy pick up the first kill of the fight, but they're not done yet. They need to get more off this. They're forcing around the Baron again. Lyra still alive with his smite. A lot of members are pretty low, but most cooldowns are down, but Ninja's ult is back available. He might be able to find an opening here.
A little risky. Going forward is Ninja. Forces the flash trade out from Phoenix there. Baron about 3,000 HP with a flash re-engage from Solo. They've locked down onto Hakuo. Lyra kicks him back, and they've actually procced the shield coming out from Santorin on that Hex Drinker. Sorry, the Maw of the Malmortius. So Gold Coin United have to back away.
GCU has a much better late game team fighting comp, and they're using it to keep baiting around this Baron.
They got the teleport out of Ahri, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. They lock on the Seraph again. It's a tanky member. Looks like the Dredge line did not connect, and the
Tidal Wave went the wrong way.
Yeah, Chain of Corruption was used, and it wound up locking down to Santorin and only spread to Solo. But without that Nami Tidal Wave, without the Ashe Enchanted Crystal Arrow, Envy could just force GCU back away from this Baron yet again.
Great job of contesting vision in this situation or all early game. Once again, Seraph gets hooked out, though.
GCU sniffed something out there, and with Lyra away on the top side of the map, they collapse. Seraph has to get the Wild Growth out from Hakuo's Lulu, so while Envy were trying to spring a trap here, Gold Coin United, now they have the inside track to mid lane inhibitor tower.
Right, they can potentially just escort this minion wave down. You don't have to be too worried about Envy going for Baron buff. They're extremely low. Just leave one or two members to make sure they don't do that. And now you see them, they're going to grab this inhibitor turret. They can probably grab the inhibitor as well, as Envy is actually trying to recall from the jungle.
Yeah, it looks like Envy here.
Backing off. And without the Enchanted Crystal Arrow down, looks like they want to go on anybody. They're going to open up on Solo.
Yeah, the tank in the front line is going to get locked up by the Twisted Advance, but he's got some shields and heals of his own between this Nami and Orianna combo. Lyra's going to wind up going in and popping back out. So Envy and Gold Coin United dividing the map in a different kind of way here as GCU are retreating through their own red buff area.
Seraph just trying to stop the tanky front line of GCU to get around to this turret. It's going to buy enough time for Envy to grab their fourth turret of the game.
Ooh, but the fight has been engaged onto Lyra. The tidal wave goes across, only winds up picking up onto Seraph. Redemption winds up getting used as well, but now Lyra walking forward, gets command shockwave, dropping down extremely low. Mash does not have the arrow to use, but Lyra on the backside is trying to slow down Mad Light, but they caught Ninja, and Phoenix gets that kill. Mad Light gets kicked over the wall, but Lyra delivers himself into Phoenix. A double kill picked up for Orianna, and now Seraph, he's dropped extremely low. Guardian Angel is still available, but I don't know if Hakuo is going to be able to keep him alive through this one. They have Solo coming around the backside to cut him off. Hook lands, he winds up blocking him up. Seraph gets the sap magic to heal himself up. Twisted advances forward. That's going to be a Guardian Angel popped. Gold Coin United, as soon as this tree comes up, it goes back down. Eventually, and it's 3 kills in favor of GC.
And the Baron buff will be available as well.
Elder Dragon seems to be the focus for Gold Coin United, so while they have the Baron buff, they're not using it to escort minion waves, instead using it to buy some time against this Dragon. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow winds up going a little bit wide, as you wind up dodging out from the Dredge line follow-up here. Solo's in the front line, does not look like he's taken any damage whatsoever, as this Elder Dragon's still wailing away. Lyra winds up coming in for the steal, but it's going to be Santorin whose smite is superior. The Dredge line winds up landing onto Apollo. The Wild Growth is out, but he's going to wind up getting taken down in that fight. But they are able to wind up killing it onto Mash. Ninja's in the back line, though. The Redemption has gone out, but that's going to wind up picking up another kill for Santorin, a double kill for the jungler. He wins the smite, he wins the fight.
I guess I was a little surprised that they were forcing around that Elder Dragon. They were only about 2,000 gold ahead. Baron does not really give you any advantage in that situation. Would have thought they would have used it for more pushing, but hey, they got it. They got the inhibitor, and now they're forcing down around the bot lane.
Yep, the aspect of the Dragon buff has fallen off, though, so this is just straight up Gold Coin versus Envy. We're going to see Ninja getting locked up, and he tries to dash into the backline. All of the CC gets used, and Ninja and Lyra both wind up going down. Redemption's going to keep Gold Coin United healthy as Solo's Guardian Angel was popped, and Santorin replaces him on the front line. The inhibitor tower goes down, and so will the inhibitor.
Solo's going to recall. He has his teleport available. He's going to come back in on one of these super creeps, and GCU look like they might be able to end the game here. Apollo very low, hard to deal with Phoenix and actually walk up and wave clear here.
Yeah, so Apollo, Hakuo, and Seraph trying to hold on for their team's lives here in game number 3. Ventral Maelstrom has been popped. Solo taking a lot of damage, but both Nexus towers wind up going down. The Nexus is exposed, and as much as Envy try to fight this one, I don't know if they're going to be able to stop the onslaught. Apollo goes down, and that's going to seal the victory here for GCU. They're going to take the lead in this best of 5, 2-1 as soon as they kill this Nexus. 2 games to 1.